Hi, this is Taryn Grome, editor of Pharma Voice. We met with numerous inspirational thought leaders at this year's DIA annual conference as part of our Editors Take video series. I hope you enjoyed this discussion.
In this episode, Taryn meets with Jackie Kent, SVP, Head of Product at Medidata.
Hi, Jackie. Welcome to Boston and DIA 2018.
Thanks for inviting me here today, Taryn. I'm really excited to be at DIA.
Wonderful, and thanks for participating in our Editors Take video program. So let's get started. How would you describe your role at Medidata, Head of Product?
I'm very excited to have this new role at Medidata. It's allowing me to be a senior leader within this very fabulous organization where I have accountability for the products, from the commercialization of the products through the development life cycle and all the way through implementation and all of our customer success.
It's a big job. So tell me, with all that information, what's top of mind today for sponsors and CROs?
I think the sponsors and the CROs have quite a few things to keep in mind right now. If you think about the amount of drugs that are available for them to take through their portfolios, most of them can't afford to take them all through. So what they're trying to do is find the most important drugs to get to the patients as fast as possible. And they are having patient availability issues. They're having ever-changing regulations around the world, and also very complex protocol designs.
How is technology playing a role during today's biggest challenges and opportunities in life sciences? For example, patient scarcity, regulations, precision medicine.
I think all of them have different opportunities with technology. If you start with patient scarcity, we have at Medidata many different solutions that help us identify patients quicker, more precise identification of patients with our data sources and our advanced analytics. We also have the ability to look at our own patient data to understand where we can find the best countries and the best investigator sites to help people get to their patients the fastest, to run the fastest, most efficient trial possible. If you think about regulations, we also have an offering called trial assurance, and that allows us to look at our data and look at the data to see if there's any anomalies before the submission, which is a really new and special offering to help people, again, get their work done right the first time and maybe avoid a long, lengthy submission process that has errors in it. Those are just two examples.
I know you also are doing a lot of things in the precision medicine area. Talk to me a little bit about that as well.
Well, I think Rave Engage is a great example of how we can enable a virtual trial. And if you think about the ability to do a virtual trial, we can expand our network from past the traditional site with the traditional boundaries to allow us to get to patients that can't maybe get to a site all the time. The virtual trial allows us to use what we're calling the trial dial, and you can have whatever percentage of that trial virtual. So if you want to do follow-up enrollment just virtually, you can. If you want to do every other visit, that way you can. But we know that most people can't go from 0 to 100% of a virtual trial, so we're trying to bring a model that's very practical in the environment that we have, but all with the intent to get to that patient with the most meaningful medicine.
And what's happening with the Shift product?
Shift is another great example of our ability to perform precision medicine, because we're closing the loop, as we're calling it. And so the ability to take that real-world evidence and feed that into clinical trials and clinical designs to help us take that data and have a more meaningful product to the end customer.
Wonderful. When we talk about patients, let's talk about what's really needed to create a truly patient-centric trial.
Patient centricity is very popular right now, and I think you can look at patient centricity from a few different avenues. One is in the protocol design itself. So if you want to talk about designing a protocol that has very lengthy visits, maybe has a long fasting period, and that fasting period says a pediatric patient's going to come in after school and not get to eat. So taking those design considerations into play, the invasiveness of a procedure. Are you going to do 3 lumbar punctures on a 70-year-old woman? You know, things like that are very very important to somebody's life and their ability to come into the trial. We have a product called Patient Burden Index that allows us to measure those things while people are doing protocol design. Another thing that I think is also very important when you think of patient centricity is during the execution of the study. Is there the ability for them to have that flexibility that we just talked about in virtual trials? So the ability to run a virtual trial gives them more flexibility in their life. It allows them maybe not to have to travel a long distance to have all their site visits.
That's wonderful. You know, we keep hearing technology is going to be the catalyst for the industry going forward. So talk to me about how technology can be better utilized during clinical trials to accelerate drug discovery and bring products to market faster.
Well, I think that's where you talk about data everywhere, right? So a platform like our Medidata Enterprise Data Store allows you to have data everywhere and data informing people so they can go faster and cheaper all the time in the clinical execution. I think that's a really important piece of technology. And then a unified platform. So if your products all can talk to each other with that centralized data pool, you're again using that technology to go as fast as you possibly can to bring those really important medicines to patients.
Women in technology is a big issue because there just aren't enough women in technology. So what are you doing at Medidata to help mentor and bring more women up?
So Medidata participates in quite a few different organizations that allow more women to come up from a career path perspective, not only through college programs and speaking engagements and mentoring at universities in and around the Manhattan area, but we also have internship programs. We have internal programs for people very young in their careers also, where they're paired up with more senior level people. But women in technology is a very important topic for us.
I know you all are a big supporter of the Healthcare Business Women's Association, so thank you for that. And I'm very encouraged to hear what you all are doing because I know that's a significant gap. And with technology being a driver of everything, we certainly need more women at the table to help in these critical decision-making environment. Mm-hmm.
So the women in healthcare, actually I'm a member of the Indiana branch right now. I need to move to the New York branch. But we just hosted a big event at the Medidata Manhattan offices, and we had a panel of senior leaders that were, again, giving career advice and helping people navigate through their careers as women in this field. And we continue to provide those opportunities through mentoring, through helping people prepare for interviews, and just a nice network and a collaboration around helping promote the overall women in healthcare and in technology.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Congratulations again on your new role.
It was really enjoyable to meet you.
For more information on this topic, visit our Thought Leaders website.
For more Editors Take videos from the DIA Annual Conference, visit www.pharmavoice.com. Thanks for joining us.